Imagine walking into a store that deliberately tries to lose money on its most popular items. They sell a massive rotisserie chicken for $5 and a hot dog combo for $1.50. They haven't raised those prices in decades, even while losing millions of dollars on them every single year. Most businesses would call this a suicide mission, but for Costco, it is the secret to a $60 billion fortune. There is a hidden psychological trap inside those warehouse walls that forces you to spend more while feeling like you're saving. And if you think they make their money from selling groceries, you've been looking at the wrong set of books. The real engine behind their billions is something most shoppers completely ignore until it's time to check out. To understand how this massive machine works, we have to look at the man who started it all, Jim Sinegal. Back in the early 80s, the retail world was obsessed with one thing: profit margins. The goal was simple: buy a product for $10 and try to sell it for $15 or $20. If you could squeeze the customer for an extra nickel, you did it. That was the gold standard of American business. But Jim Sinegal had a different, almost radical mindset. He didn't want to see how much he could charge a customer. He wanted to see how little he could charge them while still keeping the lights on. This sounds like a recipe for bankruptcy, right? His peers certainly thought so. In a world of flashy department stores and high-end boutiques, Sinegal wanted to build a literal warehouse. Concrete floors, metal rafters, no fancy displays, no shopping bags. It felt inevitable to him because he realized that people don't actually care about the shopping experience as much as they care about the value. The market believed that premium meant expensive and cheap meant low quality. Sinegal realized he could offer premium quality at prices that seemed impossible. But there was one subtle hint that things weren't as they appeared. He wasn't building a grocery store. He was building a club. And once you realize the difference between a shopper and a member, the entire business model shifts into something much more calculated. This decision to prioritize the member over the margin put Costco on a collision course with Wall Street. If you've been following this story and wondering why more companies don't just lower their prices to win, you're hitting on the core of business strategy. It's about the long game versus the short game. If you appreciate deep dives into how the world's biggest brands actually work, you might want to join our community here. We break down these business enigmas every week so you can see the world through the eyes of a CEO. Now, early on, insiders at Costco knew they were onto something huge. They saw the loyalty. They saw people lining up before the doors even opened. But outsiders, especially the big money investors on Wall Street, were terrified. They looked at Costco's books and saw a disaster waiting to happen. They saw a company that refused to raise prices even when inflation was soaring. They saw a company paying its workers significantly more than the industry average. Analysts were screaming at Sinegal to raise the price of the hot dog. They told him he was leaving billions of dollars on the table. They believed Costco was being too nice to its customers and too generous to its employees. But this was the moment that locked Costco into a very specific, almost dangerous path. The company wasn't just being nice. They were creating a psychological moat. By refusing to gouge the customer, they earned a level of trust that no marketing budget could ever buy. However, this created a massive problem. How do you survive on profit margins that are basically razor thin? If you sell a product for almost what it costs you to buy it, you have zero room for error. One bad month, one supply chain hiccup, and the whole towers of pallets could come crashing down. The logic was simple. If we are the cheapest, we will have the most volume. But volume alone doesn't pay for a massive warehouse and thousands of employees. Something had to give. This is where the genius of the Costco strategy really starts to show. Most retailers make money when you buy a box of cereal. Costco makes money before you even walk through the door. Think about the membership fee. Whether it's $60 or $120 a year, that money is almost pure profit. They don't have to manufacture it. They don't have to ship it. They don't have to put it on a shelf. It is a subscription to a physical store. Now, let's look at the logic. If Costco makes its profit from memberships, what is the purpose of the actual products? The products are essentially break-even bait. They are there to justify the membership fee. This is why the rotisserie chicken stays at $5. It's not a product. It's an advertisement that you can taste. The assumption was that if you pay for a membership, you will feel a psychological need to get your money's worth. You won't just go to Costco once. You'll go every week. And because everything is sold in bulk, your average receipt is going to be $200 instead of $20. This assumption worked perfectly, but it created a strange side effect. Costco became a place where people go to save money by spending more than they ever intended. You go in for milk and eggs, and you leave with a kayak and a 70-inch television. The cause and effect is brilliant. Low prices create high trust. High trust creates membership renewals. Membership renewals create the actual billions in profit. The groceries are just the middleman. But even with this brilliant system, there was a hidden leak in the ship that almost no one noticed until the numbers started getting astronomical. When we look at the results, the numbers are staggering. Costco's renewal rate is nearly 90%. In the business world, that is an unheard of level of loyalty. But at the time, the growth felt chaotic. Investors kept saying yes because the revenue was climbing, but the actual margins on goods were often less than 2%. For context, most retailers aim for 25 to 35%. Costco was effectively running a multi-billion-dollar logistics company for free, just to collect membership checks. There was a constant tension between scale and sustainability. The bigger they got, the more they had to buy. The more they bought, the more they needed massive warehouses. It was a cycle that required absolute perfection. If the membership growth ever slowed down, the entire house of cards would fold because the retail side of the business couldn't support the overhead. They were addicted to growth because they had no fat in their pricing to lean on. This brings us to a moment that shifted the entire perception of the company. It was a realization that changed how we think about the cost of a bargain. Was this business model actually sustainable, or was it just a very long, very successful gold rush? I'm curious to know what you think. If you were the CEO of a company losing millions on a single product like that rotisserie chicken, would you keep the price low for the sake of the brand, or would you raise it to save the bottom line? Drop a comment below because I really want to see where you draw the line between marketing and madness. The shocking reality of Costco's success came to a head in a now legendary meeting between Jim Sinegal and the current CEO, Jelinek. Jelinek went to Sinegal and told him they were losing too much money on the hot dog combo. The cost of meat was up. The cost of labor was up. He wanted to raise the price by just 25 cents. Sinegal's response was not a business lecture. It was a threat. He reportedly told Jelinek that if he raised the price of the hot dog, he would kill him. He was dead serious. To Sinegal, the hot dog wasn't about money. It was about the entire psychological contract with the customer. The moment that price went up, the spell would be broken. The uncomfortable truth that no one wanted to say was that Costco isn't really a store for the poor. The average Costco member has a household income of over $100,000. The entire bargain hunt is a psychological game for the wealthy and the middle class. It reframes the entire story. Costco isn't saving people from poverty. It's providing a high-status way to feel frugal. The reality is that you aren't saving money by buying a gallon of mayonnaise. You are paying for the privilege of feeling like a smart shopper. When you see that billion-dollar profit line, you have to realize it didn't come from the products. It came from the millions of people who are happy to pay a yearly tax just to enter the building. There are a few powerful lessons we can take from the Costco empire. First, the power of a loss leader. Most businesses are too afraid to lose money on a single transaction. But smart people realize that losing a battle can help you win the war. If you can find one thing that brings people in the door every single time, it doesn't matter if you lose money on it. The value of the foot traffic is worth more than the margin. Second, simplify everything. Costco only carries about 4,000 different items. A typical Walmart carries over 100,000. By having fewer choices, Costco has more power over its suppliers. They can demand lower prices because they are buying such massive quantities of just one type of peanut butter. Smart people often miss this because they think more choice is always better for the customer. In reality, choice is a cost. Third, take care of the people who take care of the customers. By paying higher wages, Costco has the lowest employee turnover in retail. They don't spend money on training new people every 3 months. That expense is actually a massive saving in disguise. You can spot these patterns in other companies too. Look for the businesses that focus on the membership over the sale. Look for the ones that are willing to look stupid to Wall Street in the short term to build a fortress in the long term. Costco didn't become a giant by following the rules of retail. They became a giant by rewriting them. They proved that you can make billions by being the friend of the consumer, even if that friendship costs you $5 a chicken. If you enjoy real business stories like this, you might want to subscribe. We have more deep dives into the strategies that built the world's most successful companies coming very soon. There's a lot more to the world of business than what you see on the price tag. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.